Hey guys, today we'll be going over common deadlift mistakes to avoid. These mistakes will apply for both conventional and sumo deadlifts. If you're interested in me making one for Romanian deadlifts or RDLs, drop a comment down below and let me know because I'd be happy to do that as well. Throughout this video, if you find that you might be making some of these mistakes, please do not feel bad. I myself have been weightlifting for over 3 years and I still, every single week, I'm in the gym, filming myself and critiquing my form and finding ways where I can improve with my form. Again, please keep in mind that this video is really going to go over just mistakes to avoid. If you're looking for a step-by-step and in-depth tutorial on how to deadlift with proper form, both sumo and conventional, please check out my How to Deadlift Like a Boss video that I'll link down below. Anyways, let's get this video started. I think one of the most common mistakes made is not knowing that there's a difference between conventional deadlifts and Romanian deadlifts. We have conventional deadlifts on the left and RDLs on the right. Conventional deadlifts are considered a compound movement, meaning that they use multiple large groups of muscles in order to perform the exercise, whereas RDLs isolate the hamstrings and glutes more. They still use other muscles in order to execute the exercise, but not quite enough to consider them a full body exercise like conventional deadlifts. Conventional deadlifts are also going to incorporate your back muscles more than RDLs. You'll also see that with conventional deadlifts, the weights start on the ground before every rep and end on the ground at the end of every rep, whereas with RDLs, the weights never touch the ground. All in all, the two exercises look pretty similar when it comes to hand and foot positioning and the actual movements, but they are completely two different exercises that engage and work different muscles. Both are great exercises and have their time and place to be used. Let's start with the front view of conventional deadlifts. On the left, we have the correct form and incorrect on the right. On the right, my hands are placed too far away from my legs. They should come right outside my legs like they are on the left. For more information on the difference between sumo and conventional deadlifts, please check out my How to Deadlift video linked down below. Moving on to sumo deadlifts from the front view. My hands are too close together on the right. Your hands should go straight down from your shoulders for sumos. As you can see on the right, placing your hands too close together makes it difficult to balance the weight properly. My feet are positioned too far apart on the right, causing my knees to cave into each other and making it difficult to get a full range of motion. Your knees should come about right on top of your ankles as they are on the left, but of course it'll be slightly different for everyone depending on your body. Here my hands are too far apart, again, just causing an awkward distribution of weight and also getting in the way of my legs since my hands will touch my knees in this position, which is something that you don't want. From a side view, these things will apply for both sumo and conventional. As to begin the rep on the right, I'm lowering my butt too low. Although many people will say that you should be in a sitting position at the start of your deadlift, doing this actually makes it more of a squat than it does a deadlift, taking away from the entire deadlift movement. So sure, if your goal is to squat, feel free to lower your butt down to parallel to the ground or lower, but if your goal is to deadlift, you absolutely do not need to lower your butt to parallel to the ground or lower. Your starting position will depend on your own personal body mechanics. The next mistake to avoid is sliding the barbell off your legs after a lockout as you lower the weight back down. Again, this is also caused by performing more of a squatting movement than a deadlift motion. As seen on the left, your knees should bend at the same time you lean forward at the hips to essentially move the barbell down in a straight line after locking out. The barbell still follows the front of the legs, but not in a zigzag motion or not sliding off the front of your legs. Both knees and hips need to bend at the same time as you lower the weight down. Next, on the right, I've separated the movement into two different ones. First, shooting my butt up in the air and then pulling the weight up after. The deadlift is one single fluid movement, not two separate ones. By doing it like on the right, you are also placing a lot of unnecessary strain on your back, making you more prone to injury as well as completely disregarding the use of your legs, which should be doing half the work. Essentially, just completely making this exercise as a deadlift ineffective. In general, you don't want to start with your chest facing the ground or right above the barbell because it'll place the majority of the stress on your back when it should be evenly distributed throughout your entire body. Your chest should face slightly forward at the start of the rep as well as be in line or behind the barbell. The next thing we're going to want to avoid doing during deadlifts is hitching, which is where instead of squeezing your glutes to lock out, you use your upper body like you see I'm doing here on the right. As always, using good form is always more impressive than lifting heavy. And of course, let's avoid the obvious on the right, rounding your back excessively. It places unnecessary strain on your back and it just hurts to watch. Let's do our best to always keep our backs in a neutral position. Speaking of neutral position, make sure to keep your head in line with your spine at all times too. As you see on the right, my head is facing forward and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, causing my spine to not be in a neutral position. If you want to know how you look during the exercise, I'd encourage you to simply film yourself on your phone. Watch on the left as my head moves as one with the rest of my back, while on the right it stays in one position. Again, although I'm switching over to sumo on this next one, same form cues still apply to conventional as well. As we just went over, let's avoid rounding our backs and also refrain from overextending your lower back when in lockout. As you see on the left, I lock out as far as squeezing my glutes will take me, but on the right, I'm leaning way back in order to achieve lockout, which is not what we want because it places unnecessary strain on your lower back. Again, these are just a few common mistakes to avoid when doing sumo and conventional deadlifts. For a step-by-step tutorial on how to deadlift, check out my How to Deadlift video linked in the description. If you'd like personalized tips on how you can refine your form and take it to the next level, be on the lookout for a special program that I'll be releasing soon. For updates on the program, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Thanks so much for taking the time to stop by and watch this video today, guys. If you found it helpful, of course, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss on other helpful videos and tutorials just like this. Of course, if you also found this video helpful, make sure to also share it with your gym buddy who might also find it useful too. Again, if you'd like an in-depth step-by-step tutorial on how to deadlift both sumo and conventional, check out my How to Deadlift Like a Boss video that I linked down below. If you have any other questions about deadlifts, drop a comment down below as well. I'd be happy to answer your questions for you. And if you are interested in that mistakes to avoid for RDLs or Romanian deadlifts, also drop a comment down below so that I know that you guys want me to put out that video as well. Anyways, thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. And one more thing, make sure to also like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram for daily workout and fitness tips. Thanks again and have a great rest of your day.